Love the afro, love the afro. One apiece, all right? One of those days.
How's the rehearsal going?
Which one you want? You better hurry up, because that's the one.
Jay, how's the rehearsal going for Yankee Stadium?
Let's go next.
I heard you did 2 times a day for 5 weeks with a Roots picnic. Is that the same schedule for Yankee?
Indeed.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Jay, we gotta ask you, are you gonna keep the hair like this or are you gonna get braids or a
Jay, right here, Jay?
for Yankee Stadium?
Jay, up here, Jay.
Have you decided?
Nope, I haven't.
Jay?
You coming. That's enough, that's enough. I don't want to disrespect you by not answering you, but you know what I mean? Let the magic happen.
We appreciate you, Jay. Thank you.
Jay, I got the gold bottle. Jay, I got the gold bottle. Jay, I got the gold bottle. Jay, I didn't get you on the gold bottle. You get the right
Jay-Z is working overtime to stay relevant, and it's making people sick to their stomach because people believe he had his time. He made millions of dollars. He sold millions of records. What more could he possibly want from the public? Me personally, I admire the fact that he's able to reinvent himself, but the public feel like Jay-Z needs to go somewhere and hide.
Based off of his survival, everything that he had to experience up until he was Jay-Z, that manipulative survival nature is embedded within inside him, and it's obvious and it's evident to me, and I'm sure it's obvious and evident to a lot of people. Jay-Z is one of those celebrities that has obviously been controlling the narrative for years, but because of the planets and because of the time period that we're living in, the age of the Aquarius, that narrative, that grip on the story is he's losing it, is slipping, because what's going to happen, all the things that will be exposed, the narrative, it's above him. It's above him. What's done in the dark must come to light. And that's the problem. A lot of y'all really think that these people, because they portray themselves, they control the narrative of I'm good. I'm a good black man. I do good for my community. You really do believe them. And that's the problem with all the older generations. Like, y'all believe everything that they tell you. From the news to celebrities, all these people are puppets, and y'all openly and actively believe them without any proof of evidence that this person is actually who it is that they say they are. And the only thing that a lot of people have been seeing come for Gen Z is the fact that they believe that we're all stupid and all of us are just dumb and we're so obsessed with our phones and everything in between. But newsflash, buddy, 1997 to like 2008, 2009, like we went to school. We actually wrote our essays with a pencil. We actually had to put brain to pen in school, right? Like, we didn't grow with technology. We kind of grew up alongside of it, and it wasn't a part of our development, unlike the younger generation. So it's not the fact that we can't understand what Jay-Z is saying. His bars don't go over our heads. It's simply just the fact that, like, he was a part of y'all's generation and he did not age into our generation. Respectfully, Jay-Z, I've never even thought to listen or bump him. Like, and it's probably just a generational thing. It is. But the fact of the matter is, Jay-Z is not one of those people that Gen Z is going to carry from y'all's generation. Just not. He's not one of them. And it's because of his character. Simple as that. It's because of his character. He could be one of the best lyricists of all time. I don't care. From a character standpoint, you are unsettling. You're unsettling. I mean, let's not talk about how he openly exploits people from his own community, his own people, to get to where it is that he's.
Regardless of how people feel about him personally, his hair is making more news than he's making news because the dreads are gone. A lot of people don't realize that Jay-Z has been wearing those same dreadlocks for the past 10 years. So it's been a decade since he started the dreadlocks. Now that he's wearing the afro, it's looking like he's breathing life back into his career.
Jay-Z is showing off his hair transformation. The rapper's been famously sporting long, freeform locks for the last 9 years. But at the June 8th NBA Finals, he changed up his look for an afro. Jay-Z sat front row at Madison Square Garden to watch the second quarter of a game between the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. Hairstylist Letitia, or Letty Ravello, was in charge of the transformation alongside a professional loctician, combing out Jay-Z's locks for the new fro. Speaking with Cosmopolitan in an article published June 2nd, Letty said of the look, "It took 6 days to deconstruct the locks. People see the final look and don't realize how much time goes into preserving the hair, the length, and the health of the hair. We weren't working around the clock, but he made sure to carve out time for it every day, even while balancing rehearsals and everything else he had going on." And of course, Letty used Jay-Z's wifey, Beyonce's hair care line Secret for the transformation.
Jay-Z showed up to the recent Knicks game and everybody was fascinated. They couldn't believe that Hove had the afro out like a cloud and the Knicks lost the game. A lot of people want to blame the president for that, but we seen a lot of old school rappers at that Knicks game resurrecting their careers. I'm talking about Jay-Z, DJ Khaled, and even Fat Joe.
What gets better than this? World premiere? The world premiere. What's better than this? That's how I do it, bro. Yo, what are you wearing today?
Who's your favorite rapper of all time?
My favorite rapper of all time is Jay-Z, man.
Jay-Z. Shout out to Hove.
Hove all day. Get my album? Yeah. These are no doubt. My new album is going to be called Mitch Mitch Underground Overground. That's the name of the new album coming out soon. G-Sizzle's the name, but Mitch Mitch is the new artist coming out of G-Sizzle. You heard? Harlem all day. Much love to YCD. Check out Sky Team on Reverb Nation, SoundCloud Mr. Holmes, G-Sizzle on YouTube. Battles, win and lose some. You don't win everything. You understand what I'm saying? 2023, at the end of the year, is a different situation for this boy. All right? Thank you, brother. Much love.
It's funny to me how Jay-Z and Fat Joe are linked up nowadays. They're doing business together. Once upon a time, Fat Joe and 50 Cent was beefing. They was able to patch up the beef. I feel like that's a beautiful thing because we lost Biggie, Tupac, Pop Smoke, King Von, and a bunch of other rappers due to silly street beef. But for Jay-Z and Fat Joe to come together and be at a Knicks game with no problems is beautiful. Everybody thinks so except for Dame Dash because recently he was speaking on the beef between Rockefeller and Terror Squad.
Was there any issues between Rockefeller and Terror Squad?
Big Pun? Yeah, we used to go to war with them all the time. There was a lot of altercations. Yeah. That's why it's surprising how loyal Fat Joe is to Jay, because we used to have, well, I was the one that used to squash all of Paul's beefs. But there was a lot of them. I don't want to get into it because I have respect for that crew. You know, people in that, you know, a lot of things happen there. But we always would resolve it amicably, but there was definitely, I guess I'll put it in the book. But yeah, there was definitely problems with Pun. A lot. Yeah, now it was going, we had problems with everybody at some point. So I remember running up on Nori's stage. We ran up on Biggie's stage. You know, we had issues with, you know, Suge and Pac. You know, we at that time, you couldn't be like, you couldn't be soft at all. But it's a little more wild than now. These young niggas, the rappers weren't the killers back then, but now the rappers be doing it. So it's a little different. But yeah, the crews used to get at each other for sure. That's the plan of division to keep us divided so we can't move forward together. So we always have to work for them. They always make us beef with each other. Pause. You know, and we're young. So if I'm older, but that's why I used to squash. It's bad for business to me. The worst thing that ever happened was when the East and the West Coast was beefing. We loved the West Coast. We didn't want to beef with nobody in the West Coast. You know what I mean? The women, you know, different women.
A lot of people nowadays are having sympathy for Jay-Z and Beyonce because we all know that their kids have been catching hell on social media from grown people that had no business speaking on their kids. Kanye West was one of those people that came out and said things about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids that I can't forgive him for. A lot of y'all laughed at the comments he made about their kids. I don't think it was funny, but when they asked Dame Dash about it, listen to what he had to say.
Let me ask you this, right? I want to go back to the freestyle. You would admit that Jay, he had every right to diss Kanye, right? Kanye speaking on his kids.
Yeah, but Kanye's bipolar. He's admitted he's bipolar. And I think people think just because he's famous, bipolar is different than and rich, that bipolar is different for broke people than it is for rich people. You know? But yeah, I thought the kid thing, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have advised. I wasn't jacking that. you know. Yo, why y'all keep snatching me? I wouldn't advise. I wasn't with that. Like if I was in front of Kanye, I'm like, now you went too far. But I know he's sick. So it's just the people around him have to care enough about him to know that when he's triggered and he's not taking his medicine, he's drinking, and he's not sleeping, that it's probably going to be tragic. The things he's probably going to say.
You could say what you want to say about Jay-Z, but he's back in the spotlight and a lot of people are loving it. Even though a lot of you out there feel like he's going overboard just to stay relevant. Regardless, he sold millions of records. We all know who he is. He's back outside. The afro is blowing in the wind. Jay-Z, keep on doing your thing. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section below.